Audio test, testing 1, 2, 3. Audio test, testing 1, 2. Audio test, testing 1, 2, 3. Council audio, we do have a connection. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer with the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, September 30, 2022. We should get started by about 10:10 this morning. Hopefully, we do have a relatively special agenda today in honor of the Hispanic Heritage Month for 2022. We do have several honorees this morning that the board will recognize. I will go ahead and start with the regular agenda items first. Item number 1, I have Hector Benuelos presenting item number 1. Hector, good morning to you. You should receive an invitation to join us as a panelist for item number 1. And when you do accept, please let me know. I see Brian Ramirez on the line as well. If you need me to add Brian, just let me know once you accept as a panelist. I'll move on to item number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Items 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be presented by Hector Benuelos along with Ann Veal. Ann Veal, I'm sending you an invitation to join us as a panelist as well. When you receive that invitation, if you can just please accept. And Hector, just really quick on item number 1, did you need me to add Brian Ramirez to the panel?
Yeah, good morning, Fernando. Yes, Brian will be presenting item number 1, but I'll be here if there's any questions that Brian may need assistance with. But okay, I will be presenting item number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Great. And would you be okay if I make a recommendation to the chair to take 2, 3, 4, and 5 together, or do you want to present those separately?
No, we can do them together. That's fine.
Okay. I'll make that request. I'm not sure if they will do that, but I will make that request.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And Brian, good morning to you. I see that you've accepted, so morning. I'll move on to item number 6. Item number 6, there is no presenter for AB 361. Item number 7, Angelo Gopal. Angelo, good morning to you. If you are on the line, Angelo, if you can just raise your hand at this time by pressing *9, or you can click the raise hand icon. This is Angelo Gopal, G-O-P-A-U-L. Angelo, I do not see you on the, 49457. Caller user ID 49457. Are you Angelo by any chance? Your mic is open. Caller 49457. Your microphone is open at this time. Are you Angelo Gopal or Gopal? Again, this is for caller user ID number 49457. Okay, hearing no response, I'll go ahead and move on. Hi, Sherard. Good morning. Are you going to present 7? I was expecting Angelo Gopal to be on the line.
Yes, I'm going to make sure that he's going to log in.
Okay, we still have some time. It'll probably be a good hour before we get to item 7. So if I do see Angelo on the line, I can go ahead and add
okay
as a panelist at that time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'll move on to item number 8. Item number 8, Greg Vandergriff, good morning, for the Bureau of Engineering. From the Bureau of Street Lighting, we have Ruben Flamingo. Ruben, I do not see Ruben Flamingo just yet, but once I see him, I will go ahead and add him to the line.
Good morning, Fernando.
Good morning, Greg. And from the Bureau of Street Services, I have Christine Lee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christine, and thank you for joining us this morning. And there's nothing to report from sanitation and the Bureau of Contract Administration. Again, for the Bureau of Street Lighting, Ruben Flamingo, as soon as I see him on the line, I will go ahead and add him as a panelist. Ruben, good morning to you. I see you now on the line. You should receive that invitation to join us as a panelist at this time. Great. For those Bureau representatives that are joining us this morning from the Bureau of Sanitation, Michael Mullen, Engineering, Wesley Tanagiri, Street Services, Sherrard Nichols, BSL, Mary Jane Muir, and BCA, Georgia Spindola. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Should the board have any questions for your Bureau, we'll open up the audio lines at that time. Again, this is for Bureau representatives. We'll move on to our special recognition for today, our 2022 Hispanic Heritage Month honorees and presenters. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We should get started with the Board of Public Works in about 5 minutes, by 10:10 at the latest. At this time, I'm going to ask those honorees to raise their hands, or those staff members from the bureaus, respective bureaus, to raise your hand at this time by pressing *9, or you can click the raise hand icon if you're joining us through the Zoom application. Again, this is for honorees from the Bureau of Sanitation: Edgar Alvarado, Miguel Torres, Francisco Martin, Sicaraya Ortiz. Sicaraya, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your first name. From the Bureau of Contract Administration, Adrian Ornelas. From the Board of Public Works, Maritza Cruz. From the Bureau of Engineering, Justin Ramirez. From the Bureau of Street Services, Abraham Tejeda. And from the Bureau of Street Lighting, Rudy Mendez. In addition to that, if you are a staff member from any of the bureaus, if you can please raise your hand, I will go ahead and quickly start adding you all to the panelists at this time. Once you receive that invitation, if you can please accept that invitation to join as a panelist. I do have a few more members to go at this time. Eddie Chavez, I'm sending you an invitation, but I'm getting auto declination. Sometimes this happens with Zoom, so I'm going to keep trying to send you that invitation. You're the last person I have with the hand raised at this time. I will continue to do my best to add you in. Again, for those honorees that I read just a few minutes earlier, congratulations and thank you for joining us today for the Board of Public Works for Friday, September 30th, 2022. Also, if you are joining us as a panelist and you are using, or your user ID is reflecting a numeric number for your user ID, you now have the ability to change your name by clicking the 3 dots on the upper right-hand side of your screen, and you can go ahead and change your name by renaming yourself at that time. VP Villegas, you should receive an invitation to join us as a panelist at this time. And again, for Bureau representatives that are joining us for the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, if you have not raised your hand yet, if you can do so at this time, we'll go ahead and add you in as a panelist really quickly. For sanitation, we are expecting Director Romero, Alex Helou, Brenda Hitt, Robert Potter, Claudia Marin. From the Bureau of Contract Administration, we're expecting Inspector Reamer and Mr. Mendoza, Raul Mendoza. From the Board of Public Works, myself. From the Bureau of Engineering, Jose Fuentes and Richard Louie. And from the Bureau of Street Services, we have Stephanie Clemens. And from the Bureau of Street Lighting, Eddie Chavez. If I missed anyone, if you can please just raise your hand and we'll quickly add you as a panelist as we are trying to get started in the next minute or two at the latest. Great. I believe I have everyone that has raised their hand, and we've added everyone at this time as a panelist. If I did miss you, if you can please raise your hand and I will get to you as quickly as I can. At this time, I'm going to move forward with identifying members of the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand at this time by pressing *9 or clicking the raise hand icon. that's located towards the lower right-hand side of your screen if you're joining us through the Zoom application. Again, this is for members of the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's regular agenda. If you can please raise your hand at this time by pressing *9, or if you're joining us through the Zoom application, there is a raise hand icon located towards the lower right-hand side of your screen. You can go ahead and click that icon at this time. Last call for the members of the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand by pressing *9 or click the raise hand icon. Seeing no hands raised, we'll go ahead and move forward with identifying and testing the microphones for our commissioners and their video cams. In addition to that, our city attorney, Mr. Jordan. I do see him on the line. Perfect.
I'm here. I'm having a little technical issue with my.
No worries, Ted. I see you and I know that you're in there, but we have about 44 people on the line, so I see your name now. Thanks.
Great.
Commissioners, we'll go ahead and start testing your video cams. It is 10:10 this morning. If you can please open up your video cam and we'll start testing your audio as well. I see President Garcia. Morning, President Garcia. Your audio is coming in, but it was a little choppy.
Okay, is it better?
No. But we can hear you, but it's very choppy. And we're getting a little feedback as well. I'm going to go ahead and test the audio and video for the other commissioners, and I'll come right back to you, President Garcia.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Perfect. Good morning. And I will go ahead and spotlight Commissioner Reyes. Good morning, Commissioner Reyes.
Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Good morning to you. And audio is working perfect. And Commissioner Corzine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. A little echoey at the end, but do you want to just do an audio test one more time?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. And President Garcia, we'll come back to you at this time.
How about now, everyone? Good morning.
It comes in and out. It's almost like it's choppy, a little vacuumy. So, we get loud sound at the beginning and then it goes away towards the end of your statements.
Okay, I'm hoping.
Oh, yes, better.
Okay, I think I just have to get closer to this. I got a new setup and then now it's doing this. Thanks.
No, we can hear you loud and clear now. Perfect.
Okay, great.
And President Garcia, we have Dr. Davis that's on an excused absence, approved absence for today. And I do have one hand raised. Let me just double check with this person why they have their hand raised, and then we should be able to get started.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
User ID 49457. User ID 49457. Your hand is raised. If you can unmute your microphone, you are a panelist at this time.
Yes, this is Mr. Angelo Gopal.
Perfect. Angelo, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I am going to just rename you on my end so that I know who you are for item number 7, I believe. Yes. I believe I spelled your last name correct. If I didn't, my apologies. Let me know and I can go ahead and correct that for you. Otherwise, I think you're set. And I'll go ahead and lower your hand at this time and mute your microphone as well. And President Garcia, before we go ahead and start the audio recording, there's a request to take items 2, 3, 4, 5 together as they're all related to each other.
Okay, not a problem.
Perfect. I will go ahead and start the recording for you now at this time.
Great, thank you.
President Garcia, you are in record mode.
All right. Good morning and welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Friday, September 30th, 2022. Dr. Campos?
Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer, establishing roll call and quorum. This morning, we have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, and Commissioners Corzine and Reyes. President Garcia, you do have a quorum at this time. President Garcia, we don't have any callers on the line for general public comment. We also do not have any callers for public comments on any of the items for today's agenda.
Okay, great. Given that we don't have any public comments now officially closed. And moving on to the first item of today's business, which is the approval of the minutes for Friday, September 16, 2022. Is there a second to my motion to move this item forward and forthwith?
I second.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. It was Commissioner
Reyes.
Reyes. Yeah, sorry, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Commissioner Reyes to approve the minutes of Friday, September 16th.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation at this time. We'll start with you, Madam Chair.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas,
Aye.
Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our meeting. Today we have a very special presentation. I'm excited to be part of this once again. Today we celebrate our Latino heritage, and very excited to have here a lot of our folks from our bureaus and our department joining us today. So welcome to our meeting. We do our board meetings every Wednesdays and Fridays, and today is September 30th, and just excited to have all of our Latino fellow workers here enjoying and being celebrated today for their excellent and exemplary work throughout the city. So congratulations to all prematurely, but I will pass this over now to our Vice President Villegas, who will lead us in today's presentation. Vice President Villegas.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Friday, everyone. Good morning. We are so honored and very happy and joyful to celebrate Latino Heritage Month with everyone and at the Board of Public Works. You know, we are 5,500 employees strong, and we just take pride in the work that everyone at the Board of Public Works does, but just special recognition this month for Latino Heritage Month. And with that, I'll get us started, but it is truly special and is a big honor for us to be able to do this with all of you this month. And so you know, it goes from September 16th through the 16th of October. And so we have today, and then we obviously just had some celebrations going on the rest of the month, and we will have a special tree planting celebration to commemorate Latino Heritage Month next Saturday. So please do join us. And I'm not sure if you all have seen the flyer. We will distribute it again, but it'll be fun, and it'll be an exciting time just to be able to showcase some of the work that our public works staff does throughout Los Angeles. So with that, let's kick it off. Good morning, everyone, and happy Latino Heritage Month. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing the achievements just of a few outstanding Latino employees from the Department of Public Works. But please do not get me wrong. We have many, many, many exemplary Latino workers that are employed with the Board of Public Works. Each year from September 15th through the 15th of October, we celebrate the histories and the cultures of Latino Americans from ancestors from Mexico, the Caribbean, Central and South America, and from Spain. And it is a special time to honor the many Latino Americans, both past and present, who have inspired and achieved success. We recognize their hard work, their greatness, and their courage to help open doors for those who have come, after us as well. And this year's theme is Unidos, Inclusivity for a Stronger Nation. And this encourages us to ensure that all of our voices are represented and welcome to build stronger communities. Here in the city of Los Angeles, we are reminded time and time again by Mayor Garcetti and other city leaders that all voices matter, and that all our many diverse communities belong here. And according to the census, I'm sure you all have heard this statistic in the past, but according to the census, Latinos are the largest ethnic group in the county of Los Angeles, making up almost 50% of the population. As many of you know, Los Angeles was founded in 1781 by a group known as Los Pobladores, the settlers, who were Mexican people from the states of Sinaloa, Sonora, and Jalisco. And since the inception, LA's largest and vibrant Latino communities have played a major role in shaping and enriching the city's history, the culture, the economy, and so much more. And this is one of the reasons why it's important for us to just take the time in the month to share stories and reflection of the history of Latino Americans and the contributions to the city. We know firsthand how important it is for Latino voice to be represented and heard in Los Angeles. And for this reason, we strive just to cultivate a workplace with employees who reflect the understanding of such a diverse community. In the Department of Public Works, we draw strength from the diversity of our workforce, and we know that Los Angeles is a better place with contributions and viewpoints from diverse cultures. I think that's that is indeed our strength. As one of two Latinas currently serving on the board, I am proud of the progress that we have made. And today, Latinos represent 39% of our workforce in the bureaus and participate at every level, including leadership positions. And this recognition is our way of reflecting on and celebrating how your success is forging a path for the next generation of Latinos, much like those who came before us did. And the men and women who, the men and women who you will hear from today are part of the more than 6,000 hardworking and dedicated public works employees who are delivering vital services to our communities and improving the quality of life for the millions of Angelenos daily. While we've faced many unique challenges over the last few years, our public works family has risen up to meet those challenges. As many of you have stated, like returning to to your offices in recent months and navigating a hybrid work schedule, there have been some exceptional employees who have exemplified leadership, integrity, and that team spirit through all of those changes. Today, the board is honored to recognize just a few, because I know we have many Latino and Latina men and women with their invaluable contributions to the Department of Public Works and to the City of Los Angeles. I will read off our President Pro Temp, Mike Davis, who unfortunately is absent today. And we will kick it off with the Bureau of Contract Administration. And for the Bureau of Contract Administration, today we are honoring Mr. Adrian Ornelas. He's a management analyst with the Bureau of Contract Administration. And he's been serving in this capacity since 2016. He's in the Office of Wage Standards, and he is one of the strongest investigators and the last standing of the original group of investigators. Adrian exemplifies leadership, integrity, and that team spirit on a daily basis. And most recently, he completed the OWS, and that's the Office of Wage Standards, biggest, longest, and most challenging case. Despite constant challenges over the 4.5 years, he worked on the case and he maintained calm, methodical, and consistent approach. He meticulously poured through tens of thousands of payroll documents for this case and impressively managed to not lose his mind in the process. That's saying a lot, Mr. Ornelas. As a former Marine, Mr. Ornelas takes pride in welcoming and mentoring new staff and setting a positive and supportive example for his colleagues. He has built a reputation as someone who is willing to do whatever is asked of him, and he's a go-to resource for many coworkers. Mr. Ornelas brings value to his work, and he's especially in this current environment where there's constant turnover. And not only is he the only investigator with more than 8 months of experience, he has also quickly established himself as the best investigator shortly after joining OSW. Mr. Ornelas has been a great asset to the entire Bureau, and we are grateful for his service and look forward to his continuing success. Huge honor there, Mr. Ornelas, and it gives me a tremendous honor as well just to shed light on some of your successes. Congratulations. I'll turn this over to Mr. John Reamer, our director, or Mr. Mendoza, if you all care to join in any comments.
Well, good morning and thank you, Madam Vice President and Madam President and our commissioners and our Public Works family. First of all, to all our honorees, I can't agree more with the words that came from our Commissioner Villegas as it relates to how important it is to ensure that we honor and take time to recognize all the contributions of our family in Public Works and in this city. Where would we be and who would we be without each other? And so to all of you, congratulations. And I am grateful that you are affording us the opportunity to identify Adrian. Adrian, congratulations. I can't speak highly enough of all that you have done for our Bureau. And I often say in civil service, we can't pay you, but we can definitely thank you. And when that opportunity comes, we don't want to miss out on it. And this is ours to give you your flowers while we can. The write-up that we provided was just a small glimpse of what you have done for our Bureau. In Public Works, we've come to appreciate this term 3 Ps as we talk about public-private partnership. But for you this morning, Adrian, I want to give the 3 Ds. You clearly have shown yourself to be a disciplined individual. That could be because of your Marine background. I'm not quite sure, but you definitely are a disciplined person. To do the things that you do with respect to the investigations in our Office of Wage Standards, which is not an easy task because you don't have the leverage that we have on our compliance side with our contractors. We have no contract with many of the businesses that you're working with, and yet you've been very effective. And this case that you just came off of that we cannot tell anybody about because of a settlement agreement, it definitely took a disciplined person to be able to take us as far as we were able to go and get to the finish line, and we did, which speaks to the second D, your dedication. You have shown yourself to be someone who shows up no matter how difficult it might be. And we've all gone through this fog of COVID where it seems like we've lost 2 to 3 years of our life. But in the midst of that, there were some real serious things happening, and you were right there in the middle of that. And we never missed a beat. As much as we had people try to distract and try to come up with all kind of excuses to get us to quit, you never missed a beat. You never lost stride, and I certainly recognize and acknowledge that. And then the third D is your desire. You are passionate in your own way, and as we alluded to, your willingness to help others. I get there's a lot of movement in the city, and you could have easily been one of them, and yet you saw fit to stay the course, and you're still here with BCA and OWS, and I can't thank you enough. So this is just a small way of our saying to you that we're very grateful for what you have done for us. In the midst of all of this, you had an addition to your family that many don't know. So while doing all of this for the city, you still are a husband, a father, a community member. So many people are benefiting from the talents and the skills and the investments that you bring to us. You make us better, you make us richer. So thank you very much, Adrian. I congratulate and celebrate you on this day for all that you do.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate the very kind words. I'm almost speechless to hear the write-up and the recognition. I really appreciate that. Thank you to the Bureau, to my management team, and to everyone involved in helping me help everyone make everyone be better. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Discipline, dedication, and desire. It says a lot. Thank you. Congratulations. And Mr. Mendoza, did you want to say anything? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, no problem. Thanks, Commissioner Vegas. I would just, the comment that John made about his addition to the family. I mean, I was talking to Adrian the other day and we were just kind of talking about, and I'm looking at him and it looks like he's gotten some sleep. So that's always good. And he's with us. And I think the one thing that's always fun about this job and in the city is just getting to know the people and the great attitude they bring. I don't have 3 Ds or to give, but just good people. And it's fun to be able to work with them, see them rise up, dedicate to their work, and also be able to find that balance to enjoy their life with their loved ones. And so, Adrian, thank you for being with us, and glad that we can honor you here today.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, congratulations. And we're going to move on to our second honoree. Oh, and everyone will also receive our recognition of certificates. The bureaus will be able to pass those out to everyone. Thank you. All right. So I have the distinct pleasure also of just announcing our honoree for the Bureau of Engineering. And after me, then you won't hear me for a while. So everybody else will get a chance to speak. Sorry, I'm talking so much. All right, so with the Bureau of Engineering, we will be honoring Mr. Justin Ramirez. He's a civil engineer. And the Bureau selected Mr. Justin Ramirez because he's an outstanding employee who exemplifies leadership, integrity, and that team spirit. Those are the themes that we wanted to look for as we thought of honoring employees this year for Latino Heritage Month. And Justin has been a civil engineer with the Bureau for the last 8 years. He currently is in Construction Management Division as a construction manager and has worked on the construction of municipal facilities, recreation and park facilities, and a bridge home project. So important to the city. All of those projects are. Justin brings a lot of help, and he nurtures teams by getting others involved in tasks and leading with a positive and collaborative and humble attitude. Let me say that again. He leads with positive and collaborative and humble attitude. Thank you so much, Justin, for that leadership that you exemplify. He is committed to seeing projects and teams be successful and takes initiative to get things done. Justin also volunteers in multiple areas within the Bureau, such as BOE's mentorship program, strategic planning committee, high school and elementary school engineering events, and recruitment outreach. Justin is an outstanding leader and dedicated team member. This recognition honors his contribution to the Bureau of Engineering and to the City of Los Angeles. Congratulations, Justin Ramirez. Yay. Like to see our young staff also. Sorry, I don't mean to point anything out, just our staff being able to be honored and just take so much initiative from the get-go. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Jose Fuentes. Thank you for joining us today. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Justin, you look like a throwback to the 30s with that haircut and the white shirt. Love it. I love it. Classic. Anyway, thank you, Vice President Villegas, commissioners, for the opportunity to participate in the recognition of our department's outstanding Latino American heritage employees. The Bureau of Engineering couldn't be prouder than to have Justin Ramirez as our representative. Justin, like you mentioned, exemplifies what a true public servant is all about. He is knowledgeable, dedicated, hardworking, always willing to help others, and has a great personality on top of it. For several years, I've had the pleasure of working with Justin on a variety of challenging construction projects. and have seen firsthand his excellent leadership and problem-solving skills. His hands-on approach to tackling difficult challenges and helping to find solutions are second to none. Like the time we worked together at the start of the pandemic, we were installing 300 RVs throughout the city at 9 rec and park sites. You can count on Justin to be the first at the site. 6:30 in the morning, he was there coordinating with contractors, vendors, rec and park staff, LAPD, the community center representatives, just everyone, making sure that the installations were going smoothly, that everything was operating so that we can house our homeless. And it was an effort that took us about 4 months to deploy. We were doing about 1 a week. But in the end, it did help transition from that emergency response that the city first initiated with the RV trailers that were donated by the state, to then moving on to other types of temporary housing. So that was how we first got exposed and got involved in delivering emergency shelters for the city. And so I just want to recognize Justin for all of that hard work, the dedication. He worked long hours. I said he started at 6:30. Sometimes the day would not end till 7, 8 o'clock. Sometimes at 9 o'clock, we would get calls, hey, the generators are not working. We need someone to come and check, see what's going on. Justin was the first person I would call, and he's like, I'm on it. I'll be there in 15 minutes, and reporting back with photographs and texts and everything. And so it was just such a welcoming experience to see that he was so giving of himself to help others. And that's really what it's all about. So Justin, thank you very much. I just had an awesome time with you. We shared a lot of stories. I got to meet your dog. I obviously know your wife, so I haven't met your son in person, which I'm sure you'll talk about. But it was just a very rewarding experience for me, getting to know you personally and seeing the type of person you are, and just everything you brought to the job. So Justin, I also want to recognize Justin not only for him being an excellent construction manager. I'm sure Richard and Justin will talk about that, but he's also a great mentor and coach to the people he supervises. He often has student interns that come into the bureau, and we've seen where a lot of times student interns are just giving a task to do, and they're really not brought in, adopted into the city family. Justin is the opposite. Justin will sit down with that person, take them everywhere he goes, challenges them to step up and learn, the business of construction management. So by the time they've got 6 months to a year with us, they're ready to be hired. And they're not only ready to start, they're ready to start at second and third step. And so again, we just always have depended on Justin to be that teacher, that coach, to bring in these new employees. And so thank you for that, Justin. And so on behalf of the BOE's executive team, I just want to recognize and celebrate Justin for his great work and the contributions that he's made to our organization. And I also just want to wish you a lot of continued success. So thank you, Justin. Felicidades. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Richard Louis.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. Congratulations, Justin. I agree with everything that Jose has said, and I'm probably going to repeat some things here, but I just wanted to take some moments to recognize you. As Jose said, you've been with the Bureau for a while. You've been with us since 2014, and currently you're under our division in Construction Management Division. But in addition to that, you worked in many other areas, including as a designer in Structural Engineering Division and working to provide city review and coordination of MTA projects. So you've done a lot in the Bureau, and we recognize you today. So as we're celebrating Latino, Latina team members who exemplify leadership, integrity, and team spirit, I definitely think that someone who exemplifies these traits. When you first get to meet Justin, the thing that you're immediately drawn to is his positive and affirming attitude. With his excitement and his enthusiastic smile, Justin makes you feel welcomed and comfortable around him. I remember a few years ago when I and many others participated on a strategic planning committee. We were working to develop a new strategic plan for the Bureau. And at one of those meetings, the facilitator broke us out into small groups to discuss a topic, and I ended up in a group with Justin. The thing that stood out to me during that discussion wasn't just how Justin contributed his ideas to the conversation, but how he also asked others for their ideas, and he facilitated inviting other thoughts and points of view to the discussion. It's that sort of spirit of collaboration and encouraging others to get involved in tasks. It's that sort of reason that makes it enjoyable to be on a team with Justin. Beyond his infectious attitude, Justin is also a very resourceful person, and he takes the initiative to find answers to questions, solutions to problems, and paths forwards to get things done. Often quick to volunteer, Justin takes the lead to offer his service, to think of ways to support the team and to go above and beyond, as Jose was saying with the emergency response. From volunteering to helping to develop training material for the division, or to help plan a team holiday celebration, to volunteering to take the lead in coordinating and implementing the development of the emergency trailers during the COVID-19 outbreak. Justin often shows up to offer his service and his leadership to others. With integrity and commitment, Justin manages his projects and his assignments. He is reliable, honest, and a trustworthy person, and an outstanding leader and dedicated team member. So it's a great pleasure to have Justin as part of our team and to see him receive this recognition today. Congratulations, Justin. So with that, I guess maybe Commissioner Villegas.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything's clear? Thank you. You know, those trailer days in the COVID-19 was just a lot of excitement and a very interesting time. So there was a lot of hard work, and yes, the hours were long, but it was fun, and it's very rewarding to go and look back at stuff like that. I just had a couple of things I wrote down, just in response, and I want to just say them. So I've been blessed to be working with the Bureau of Engineering, delivering projects such as the ones that you heard, the pools, the theaters, the housing, and more. And I've also been blessed to be in a position where I could exercise my leadership, integrity, and team spirit skills against the many challenges that come along the way. Receiving this recognition makes me want to push even harder to deliver projects for this amazing city. And it adds fuel to the flames of my passion to look forward to the next 22 years of the service for the city of Los Angeles. And it makes me want to challenge myself to do more to serve the people of Los Angeles. So I also want to appreciate the kind words that Richard and Jose Fuentes have said about me. I'm glad that I can honor both of you, also the Bureau, my family and friends, and the fellow Angelinos by exhibiting the best leadership, integrity, and team spirit that I know how. Obviously, I worked with Richard and Jose a lot very closely, and they've played a very important role in developing me, shaping me, and molding me to be the best in my city career. So I thank both of you for that a lot. I intend to carry that through with the rest of my career at the city. And again, I'd also like to say that receiving this recognition is absolutely wonderful because it rewards the blood, sweat, and tears that we all pour into our career and reinforces our passion to continue to perform with the highest integrity, leadership, and team spirits in mind. So thank you so much, you guys. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well deserved. And I will turn this over now to Commissioner Reyes to continue. And thank you so much. Congratulations once more.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, buenos dias and happy Latino Heritage Month. So today we will be honoring the Organics Pail distribution team from LA Sanitation and Environment. And I will be your Vanna White showing to you this wonderful program before we get to honor the people behind this program. So Mayor Eric Garcetti has this LA Green New Deal, right? And it sets that ambitious goal for the city of LA to achieve 90% diversion of material from landfills by 2025 and provide food scraps collection to residential customers with the intent to eliminate organic waste from going into our landfills by 2028. So in response, LA San launched a residential food waste prevention and food waste collection, and that program provides our city residents with convenient kitchen top, countertop pails, right? Allowing them to collect organic kitchen waste, food material, and food soiled paper products. That material can easily be placed into the green bin, and where it's combined with yard green waste and collected by LA San for composting. Beautiful program. So over a period of 5 weekends this summer, a diverse and enthusiastic group of talented LA San volunteers spanned across several council districts, including cities 1, 4, 5, 10, 13, and 14, to engage in door-to-door campaigning to distribute the kitchen pails and educate residents on the proper use and cleanup of the pails. So many of the volunteers were bilingual, which allowed them to explain to the residents who could not speak English. So in total, there were 75 LA San volunteers who participated in this program, and the group distributed 22,000 kitchen pails, and residents were so excited to take part in helping their city increase its diversion of material and reduce their own environmental impact. I was able to witness firsthand the great work of these volunteers alongside with President Garcia, Mayor Garcetti, and Council Member Mitch O'Farrell. So building on the success of this program, LA San, with the assistance of the Board of Public Works, will be expanding the program from the 40,000 households we now have to all 750,000 residents or households in the city starting December 22nd. 750,000 households. So LA San is so proud. I'm so proud personally of all the volunteers, including the managers and the supervisors, the A-team, we call them, who planned, coordinated, and implemented this environmental program. So we applaud all 75 employees working on the organics pail distribution team. And we especially honor today a group of maintenance laborers who are doing an exceptional job and are an integral part of the team. May we have a round of applause and recognize Edgar Alvarado, Miguel Torres, Francisco Martin, and Zechariah Ortiz. Congratulations to all of you. Felicidades. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you so much. On behalf of all our colleagues, thank you. It was fun.
We will turn it over first to Alex. Alex, do you want to say something on behalf of our honorees, and then to Mr. Potter, and then we'll get to our honorees to say something which is very special today. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. And I think now the next step is the Wheel of Fortune for you. So you did a great job with that, Ben. Thank you. Unfortunately, our director wasn't able to be here today. She had an emergency at Hyperion that she had to address, but it's really my great honor and privilege to be here today on behalf of our Director Romero and the entire exec team to thank the Board of Public Works for affording us the opportunity to take few minutes and honor our Hispanic employees. As the pandemic hit our city hard, our staff did not hesitate to go out and service our residents, whether it's on the wastewater, whether it's stormwater, whether it's trash, recycling, and they put their life on the line as the essential workers for this city to keep it going. Again, while people sheltered in, our employees rushed in. And today we are honoring the Latinas and the Latinos of our employees who work day in and day out. I was out in the field and Mayor Garcetti asked me a question. Is this being done by a contractor? And I had the pleasure to tell him, no, it's our employees. It's employees like Claudia and Edgar, who you see today, who really wanted to do this program and change the structure of the city to capture more greenhouse gases, to reduce our carbon footprint, It's really to implement the new Green Deal that Mayor Garcetti has championed for the last 7 years. We have came a long way in the city, reducing our carbon footprint. And our ultimate goal, as everybody knows, and this board has been a great champion with us, is to really reduce our greenhouse gases. And what a better way to use our Latinos employees and Latinas who have been out in the field educating our residents to tell them, purchase what you really need. Do not over-purchase. If you have scrap material organics, you can compost it in your backyard through a bin from sanitation. Or you can put it in your green bin, which then we will take it and process that. Our employees have done a fantastic and amazing job, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And thank you again to the board. The commissioners, you've been a great champion for us, and we really can't thank you enough. And again, I'm very proud of our employees, and I really want to turn it over to Bob to explain a little bit more about them.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. That was a great presentation. And I'm just so fortunate to be part of this team. You know, these are some dedicated, hardworking co-workers of mine. This recognition is for a recent program, the Organics Pail rollout, but it's only one of numerous accomplishments this group and this team has had over the years. This team jumped into this with so much enthusiasm and drive to make it successful. This is the same group that was an integral part of the response to the corona pandemic, including transporting trailers to parks and acquiring and distributing safety supplies to the entire Bureau of Sanitation. I'm honored to work alongside all of them, especially the two here represented, Claudia and Edgar. Thank you.
Thank you for the recognition.
Edgar, do you want to speak?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was fun. It was, you know, going out there and going door to door. I know it was a lot of walking, but it was fun to interact. You know, most of the people were waiting for this. They were actually waiting for this program, and a lot of them were very happy to actually get their pail. So it was fun. Like I said, hard work, and it was just not me. It was a lot of us. It was a bunch of us that, you know, deserve recognition as well, and I'm sure they'll get it. So thank you.
With that, we're wrapping up our sanitation recognition. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Edgar. Congratulations to Miguel, Francisco, and Zechariah as well. We can't do this program without you. It's all about the people who are going to implement this program, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. And thank you so much again. Congratulations.
Thank you for that. Congratulations again. And we will be moving on to our next bureau, and I will turn this over to Commissioner Corsan. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Vice President Villegas. And before I introduce our street lighting honoree, I wanted to take a moment of personal privilege in honor of Latino Heritage Month. I think it's worth noting that we have President Garcia and Vice President Villegas, two Latina leaders for the first time on this Board of Public Works. And as Vice President Villegas had mentioned, this is about recognizing individuals who exemplify leadership, integrity, and team spirit. Although I've only gotten to know both of you the last 7 months, and I think both of you in your leadership roles really do convey those three elements. And so just a minute to acknowledge your leadership on the Board of Public Works and all you've done in your careers. So congratulations to both of you as well. And moving on, it is my privilege to introduce our street lighting employee Latino Heritage Month recognition. He could not be here today. They finally gave him a day off. So Mr. Chavez is here, but our honoree is Rudy Mendez. He's a street lighting engineering associate who always goes above and beyond with his work. He's a considered very hardworking, dependable, self-driven employee. He's tackling major issues across Los Angeles and, of course, the no bigger issue for street lighting than copper wire theft and vandalism. And he's taken on all the challenges to combat that on a citywide effort. He's developed tracking and documenting information. He's able to create chart tables and maps that have been incredibly helpful in determining common vandalism trends and hotspots throughout the city. He's quickly becoming subject matter expert and has the confidence to meet with and present his data to executives and council office representatives. As a result, works closely with various council offices and has helped to establish meaningful partnerships. The Bureau of Street Lighting is fortunate and proud to have Rudy on the team. It's a pleasure to acknowledge the contributions Rudy makes to the Infrastructure Protection Division, and his dedication and commitment to his work make him an individual, invaluable asset to the Bureau and the City of Los Angeles. And hopefully he and his family can at some point log in and view this recognition. And I will turn it over now to Mr. Chavez.
Thank you very much, everyone. Eddie Chavez, Bureau of Street Lighting, Division Manager of our Copper Wire Power Theft Division, which is our new Infrastructure Protection Division. I'm honored to be talking about Rodolfo Mendez, also known as Rudy. Little background on Rudy: graduated in 2018 from Cal State LA. He's an electrical engineering major. Prior to working with us, the Bureau of Street Lighting, he worked for a year at Northrop Grumman. I was fortunate and I guess lucky to interview him on campus, and we were able to. Ever since I interviewed him that day, I knew he was awesome. I mean, he was great. We got him on board. I was also fortunate again to get him on my team. So he started with the Community Services Division in 2019, and he was very helpful, always taking phone calls, taking the initiative to help constituents. He's always been a team player. Exemplifies obviously the teamwork, the leadership skills that he has, and I tell him he's gonna, sky's the limit for him. Unfortunately, like Commissioner Corson said, he is on vacation. Bad timing, but he's a well-deserved vacation. I did jokingly, I've been in contact with him, and I did tell him hopefully he could log in. He's in Puebla. He's from Puebla, and I told him, like a true Mexican, he should have all his family in the background cheering for him, as he's well-deserved. Anyway, so to continue with his accolades, I was tasked with trying to combat our copper wire power theft issues, and I was asked who did I want on my team. We're a two-man team right now, trying to fight this huge issue citywide, and of course I chose Rudy. Like it was told, he's a key element to our hopefully successful strategic planning for our copper wire power theft program. He creates charts, collects data, creates maps where we could find hotspots throughout the city of LA where we could help, of course, our Angelinos to restore their lights. A little background on Rudy. He loves playing golf. He loves the Dodgers. He's a big Dodger fan. He loves caps. He has various types of Dodger caps, styles. Of course, he was that one employee during COVID that was in the office and was helping every other division, like, go turn on my computer. Can you guys go get, they dropped off a package. So obviously that tells you a lot about Rudy. He's always willing to help. Not only that, any tasks that are given to him, he goes above and beyond. He's amazing. I'm fortunate to call him a friend now. There's just so much I could talk and say about Rudy. He's just awesome. Our executives love him. Everyone loves him. Our field staff love him. We have a running joke that we say, of course, if everyone just had a Rudy. So, yep, he's that type of person. Gets along with everyone. Great colleague. And sky's the limit, like I previously mentioned. So Rudy, hopefully, not sure if he was able to log in, but if he didn't, congratulations, well deserved. And thank you guys very much.
Congratulations to Rudy and Dean. That was wonderful. It was beautiful. Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Corsan. And I will now, moving on. I feel so bad when I have to transition because I don't want to diminish the accolades, to our employees. But I'm going to have to do that. So moving on, I will turn this over to President Garcia.
Thank you, Vice President Vegas. I completely understand you. I feel so bad too when we end the presentation and then it's like, oh, item number 1, like back to business. And when there's such high energy and really nice energy all around. So it's, yeah, I know the transition's a little weird, but we do have such a huge department. And so, that's just what comes with it. So it is my honor and my privilege to, be part of this, of course, and very, very excited. And as a Latina myself, I'm also very proud to honor a lot of my fellow Latinos. And today it is my honor and my privilege to honor Abram Tejeda, Risk Manager 2 at Streets LA, the Bureau of Street Services. So welcome, Mr. Abram, if you're here. Abram Tejeda from Streets LA has made a significant contribution and improvement in the areas of health and safety of the Bureau's employees. He currently serves as Risk Management and Safety Officer and has been with the Streets LA for 17 years. Abram holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology from Cal Poly Pomona and a master's degree in industrial hygiene from Cal State University, Northridge. Yay, go Matadors. I'm also an alum from CSUN, so we share that, Abram. Prior to joining the Bureau, he served as CAO for the County of Los Angeles for 5 years and has also served the state of California and the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts as an industrial hygienist. During the COVID-19 pandemic, his knowledge of workplace safety measures, particularly personal protective equipment and disease protocols, helped to keep the men and women of Streets LA safe. His efforts directly contributed to Streets LA's maintaining continuity of operations by conducting daily site visits, training sessions, and advising other city departments. Abram works tirelessly to resolve issues and is known for being available at any time, day or night, to assist staff in answering questions, help them study for exam, or solve complex issues. He is an asset to the Bureau of Street Services and the City of Los Angeles. We are happy to recognize Abram for all his hard work that keeps so many employees healthy and safe. Congratulations, Abram. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning. Is Abram here with us?
Unfortunately, Abram is not here. He's in a conference in Washington, D.C. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Make sure he hears this. Good.
But he knows about this, and we'll make sure to ask him to listen back to this. But I think you guys all know Abram. Abram's incredible. He is our one and only risk manager, which is a very difficult task to have just one risk manager for such a large operation where we're working in so many different locations every day. There are safety and risk management issues everywhere you look, and he has done an incredible job to manage our risks and to keep us safe. He oversees risk management, safety operations, all of our accidents. He is the liaison with the city attorney's office and the council offices and the budget and finance committee. He oversees litigation. There's so much that he does. There's nobody that knows more about risk management and safety than Abram. I don't breathe without checking with Abram. He helped us out immensely during COVID. I always had peace of mind that, we were doing everything we can to keep our people safe in the field because Abram was in charge. Abram is extremely intelligent and articulate. There's really nobody that, knows more about safety than he does. He's helped us out numerously with Cal OSHA. And really, Abram acts like a tough guy, but really, he has a huge heart and he just wants to keep us safe and make sure that everybody comes home, as he says, with all their fingers and toes. And for that, we really thank Abram, and we honor him today. And thank you for this opportunity. Thanks, Abram.
Thank you, Stephanie, for being here. And on behalf of the Streets LA team, congratulations, Abram. It's really an honor to have you here. And we hope to have you for 17 more years, too. That's a very long career, but only wishing for that. Thank you, Stephanie, for being here this morning and representing Bureau of Street Services. And with that, I will transition us over to what is our closing of today's very important and very nice. Oh, hang on. We are not quite done yet. We have one more honoree, and I'll pass it over to Commissioner Villegas.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, we do have one more honoree, and that is on behalf of the Board of Public Works. We have 5 bureaus, but then we have our leadership with the Board of Public Works. And for that, we have Dr. Campos, who runs an ironclad team, and he's at the helm always, just ensuring that, bills get paid, things get followed through. And Dr. Campos has a team behind him. So with that, I will turn it over to Dr. Campos.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas, and Commissioners. Thank you so much for honoring and recognizing all the women and men throughout the city, and then the Department of Public Works specifically for Hispanic Heritage Month. It's a great honor to be before you and also present Maritza Cruz, who is our honoree for the Board of Public Works. It's great to have the space and time that your board has allocated to recognize Hispanics, Latinos, Latinas, Afro-Latinas, Latinos throughout the city of Los Angeles, and specifically at the Board of Public Works. Maritza Cruz, just to give you a little bit of who Maritza is, started the city back in 1995, so 27 years of service with the city of Los Angeles. She's been in 5 different major departments, starting with the Los Angeles Police Department, the library, the Bureau of Contract Administration within the Public Works, and also the Board of Public Works now with us. She rose through the ranks as an accounting clerk, gaining experience in general accounting functions such as payables, receivables, and then promoted to a tax compliance officer in the Office of Finance. She was handling business registration, also the auditing of tax records, and as you can imagine, that is a daunting task to take on for the city of Los Angeles. After 3 years, she moved over as a systems person, systems aide, working on information technology and also desktop support, but then promoted back to the Office of Finance in 2010, about 2010, as a tax compliance officer too, so it was considered a promotion for her at that time. In 2015, she then moved on as a management analyst, and then recently in 2018 as a senior management analyst. With the massive retirements across the entire city through our separation incentive program in 2020, Maritza took on a daunting task, and that is to backfill and also support the system support function in the Board of Public Works. Just to give you some perspective, we are considered the smallest arm within the Public Works family, 130 people strong. So we have one systems analyst person that supported 130 plus people within the Board of Public Works. That person retired through SIP, and in December of 2020, we lost that one individual. Maritza stepped up to the challenge. Having some years of experience in information technology, she took up this challenge to keep us all going throughout COVID. And so I want to thank her for that time, and then all the dedication to the role of system support. This is in addition to her role as budget support and procurement, doing supply chain management. This is doing travel also, and then facilities management. Recently, Maritza Cruz was promoted to a senior management analyst too here with the Board of Public Works, taking on the new role of Director of Budget and Procurement. She still handles travel, she still handles facilities management, she still handles system support, our telecommunications, and aspects of our financial management function. So want to say thank you, Maritza, for stepping up, not only during COVID, but also in this new role that you're now playing as Director of Budget and Procurement. And lastly, a fun note about Maritza, she is an alumni from Cal State LA with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration with a concentration in accountancy. So that's very, very important. That's been very, very helpful for her throughout her entire career. And she also has some fun hobbies. She loves photography, she likes to salsa dance, and she loves to travel the world. I do want to say, Maritza, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for your tenacity, not only throughout your entire career, moving through the clerical series, through the paraprofessional series, to the professional series, being a woman, being a Latina in the city of Los Angeles, and then rising to mid-level to high-level management. That says a lot about your character. That says a lot about your tenacity. That says a lot about your knowledge as well. So thank you for all your hard work, all your service to the city of Los Angeles. In addition to that, I want to say thank you, Maritza, also for all your work and coordination through COVID at the beginning of COVID. Along with our risk manager, you also played a very critical role in getting all the protective gear, PPE for us, and also suiting the entire staff so that we're all safe, so that we all feel protected here in the workplace. And so it was you in the back scenes that was ordering all the supplies, getting supply chain together and making sure that we had gloves, masks, alcohol, everything we needed to stay safe in the workplace. So thank you very much for that. And last but not least, thank you for maintaining the Board of Public Works. You do a lot of back office support that many of us don't realize that it's happening in the background. Unless something goes wrong, that's when folks realize something didn't happen. So thank you for keeping the organization, the engine well run at the Board of Public Works. And so I want to say thank you for all your back office support. Now in your new role of Director of Budget and Procurement, I look forward to seeing your leadership. You are ready for this, and we look forward to kicking off the fiscal year 23-24 budget under your leadership. So again, congratulations, Maritza. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all your service for the City of Los Angeles and Public Works.
Thank you, Dr. Campos, President Garcia, and commissioners. I mean, it's an honor to be recognized for my hard work over the years, but it does really take a team. I don't do it all by myself. I have wonderful mentors in Dr. Campos and everyone at the board, and my support team. I couldn't do it without them. But it is truly an honor to be recognized, especially during Latino Heritage Month, which is an important month for the Latino community. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to our new budget year as well. So thank you.
Great, thank you, Maritza. And Erica's on the line. I believe she may want to say a few words. Erica, do you want to turn on your video cam?
I'm not going to turn my video. It's my day off.
Just audio. Okay. I'm good with that. Thank you.
I'm not camera ready, but I definitely want to thank Maritza for all you do for us. Just as you say, you've done so much for my office, and so many ways you stepped in and been helpful through budget, through a lot of different things. So really appreciate everything, and honor well deserved. So just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Erica. That means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I think Mr. John Reamer wanted to say something too.
I just had to, Maritza. Blessings
Hi,
to you. Blessings to you. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
If we can't have you here at BCA, I'm glad you're at the board. So I'm like, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's truly special. Goes to show how much you like tentacles everywhere. You touch a lot of folks. So that's very special. With that, I will turn this back over to President Garcia so she can close out our ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice President. Apologies for trying to close it out before having such an honoree like Maritza. Congratulations, Maritza, for all the work you do. And I know we directly work together, so it is an honor to have you. And I do look forward to this budget season coming, since we're right at the start of that. So
yes, we are. I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you, President Garcia.
Thank you. And with that, it is my privilege also to do today's closing remarks. And I have a lot of things to say, and a lot of really good emotions all around. It was a really beautiful morning, a beautiful presentation to Vice President Villegas. Thank you for leading our efforts. And thank you, Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner Corson, for being part of today's celebration. It is a true honor to be able to serve with you. Congratulations to all of you. It is a pleasure to hear all the stories and learn about the excellent work you do on a daily and build and maintain the infrastructure of the city. It is really nice when we have these presentations because we get a glimpse of somebody's internal life and who they are and what they bring and how special they are to their work and to our work as a city and as a Department of Public Works. So I really always enjoy these recognitions because, again, we get to see a little bit of piece of individuality in each and one of you. And then we get to hear from your managers and your supervisors and your directors on how well you're doing and what you're doing. So feel proud. It is a very proud moment, and I hope you are celebrating with your family and just celebrating the work that you do. I'm very proud to call you all my colleagues and to work alongside with each and one of you to improve the life of our 4 million residents throughout the city. I thank you all for your work, for the daily delivery of vital services to make our neighborhood safer, cleaner, more livable. So thank you for that. We all know that representation matters. Your accomplishments show us the importance of diversifying our workplaces and creating the opportunity for greater Latino representation in key leadership positions. Whether you realize it or not, you're leading by example and paving the way for future generation Latinos, not only just within your family, but other families as well. And so know that your position here at the city, it's long-term and long-term for you, but also long-term for your family members. And, it's a generation change when sometimes we get these type of positions. And so I just want to say that you're leading the way, not only here as a leader, but also in your own families, in your own community, in your neighborhood. And so just feel proud. And if this is a time for you to recognize that, just take a moment to do that. Many of us are first and second generation immigrants. We share a similar experience of coming to the United States for better opportunities. If it wasn't us, it was our parents that did that for us. So thank you very much to all of them that have really come to do that. And for those that came to do that themselves. I congratulate each of you for achieving the level of success that you have in your careers and building the life that you once dreamed of having, and that you continue to dream of having these lifestyles, and that you continue to work for them as well with you and your family members. So thank you for being part of us. As Latinos, it is important that we celebrate each other's wins and help each other during challenging times. We must come together to support each other and lift each other up. It is crucial that we continue to shine a light on the hard work that Latinos are doing day in and day out to help our country thrive. Our country, because we are now, at least for the city, I know we're almost half of the city residents, if not, we're close to it. And we remain hopeful that the future will bring a very bright future for you. The board is honored to recognize these men and women during National Hispanic Heritage Month and will continue to spotlight more Latinos throughout public works. I want to also take time to recognize a couple of the folks who are Latinos in very key and high-level positions, like Barbara Romero, who is our General Director of LA Sanitation, who oversees more than 3,000 employees on a daily basis. So congratulations to her. Dr. Campos, who is our executive officer, who also oversees many integral operations within our department. We have Marta Segura, who's our CIMO and chief heat officer, also Latina representing us. We have Pepe Garcia, who is also in sanitation and oversees a very strong division within that. We heard from Eddie Chavez, who was here today, who's in charge of battling copper wires. We're hoping that, that he, giving him all the support that we can for that. I want to recognize also Che Ramirez, who's a deputy mayor and also a Latino in our community, and also our senior advisor, Ana Guerrero, for her many years served as a chief of staff, and she's also Latina. And these are just some of the folks that I was able to kind of put together right now, but we have many other folks like Hector Bañuelos, who's really an expert in the tree, in our tree inventory, David Miranda and David Miranda from UFD, and also Gabe Miranda from sanitation, who's also Latino. There's just a lot of good folks who are in very key positions as Latinos, and it's very proud to serve along each and one of you. And you too, Vice President Villegas, congratulations to you too, and all the leadership that you bring to us here at the board. And thank you everyone that makes just Public Works run on a daily basis. It's a lot of work, and we do it all very almost seamlessly at times, but it's crucial, and we all know the importance of delivering these services every day, and so we all take that very much to heart. And I could see from today's category and level of folks that were recognized, how we all take this very important and very serious, and we make sure that we deliver with the best that we can. So thank you all. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and to serve as a president also amongst all of you. And with that, we close today's ceremony. Thank you all. Enjoy Latino Heritage Month. Enjoy all these special events. Enjoy our foods and our parties and everything that we do. Thank you all. Have a good rest of the day. Enjoy your time. And have a good weekend, everyone. And with that, commissioners, we'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come right back to do our business of the day.
President Garcia, I'm now back in your meeting. Thank you for that.
Hi, President Garcia. I am back in the office. Commissioners, if you can turn on your video cam, President Garcia would like to get started.
Yes.
Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner Corzan, if you can hear us, if you can turn on your video cams, just want to make sure you're there and we can get started and reestablish quorum. There you are. Great. President Garcia, you do have all commissioners on the line. I can go ahead and reestablish quorum for you.
Yes, please.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and start the recording. We are now in record mode and we'll reestablish quorum. It is 11:27 a.m. Reestablishing quorum for today, Friday, September 30th, 2022. We have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, Commissioners Corzan, and Commissioner Reyes. President Garcia, you do have a quorum.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Campos. Colleagues, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody that's here for our today's business. And we'll get started now. We'll start with agenda item number 1 with the Bureau of Street Services. This is a request in Council District 2 for a tree removal at 11222 West Victory Boulevard. We're recommending the board to, 1, find that the tree removal is categorically exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 32 of the State Environmental Quality Act guidelines, and that there is no substantial evidence that the proposed project will have significant effect on the environment and is in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act. 2, find that none of the exceptions to the use of the categorical exemption as set forth in Section 15300.2 of State CEQA guidelines apply. 3, specify that the Bureau of Street Services Urban Forestry Division, located at 1149 South Broadway, is in the custodian of the documents or other material that constitute the record of proceedings upon which the board's decision is based. 3, review and approve this that was number 4. Review and approve this tree removal permit request for the removal of 3 trees, which include 1 Modesto ash and 2 Chinese elms trees. For the construction of a new sidewalk, curb, and gutter, tree replacements are required. And 5, concur with the Bureau of Street Services determination that the site cannot feasibly accommodate all of the required replacement trees, and pursuant to LAMC 62.177C, authorize a 3 replacement guarantee fee to satisfy the board's tree planting requirement. And Brian Ramirez, welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, President Garcia. Good morning, Vice President Villegas, commissioners, and any stakeholder listening in. Again, my name is Brian Ramirez with Streets LA Urban Forestry Division, and I will be presenting this item before you today. What we have before us is a request for the Board of Public Works to approve the removal of 3 trees. Currently, the developer Homebound Technologies Incorporated are constructing a 16 small lot home dwelling unit project at 11222 West Victory Boulevard. The site is located at the southeast corner of West Victory Boulevard and Clump Avenue in the North Hollywood Valley Village Community Plan. Pursuant to the Department of City Planning's letter of determination, the developer is required to install new sidewalk, curb, gutters, driveway approach, and alley intersection. A Streets LA arborist inspected the site on June 2nd, 2022 to address potential impacts to the street trees adjacent to the site, and the inspection revealed that 3 trees, which include 1 Modesto ash and 2 Chinese elm trees adjacent to the project site. 1 Modesto ash in front of 11222 West Victory Boulevard is growing in a 6-foot parkway measuring approximately 14 inches in diameter by 20 feet in height. This tree is in poor condition, displaying significant dieback and is contributing to the off-grade and defective conditions to the adjacent sidewalk. This tree is not a suitable candidate for tree preservation at time of repairs, as it will not survive the root pruning required to repair the sidewalk to the satisfaction of the city engineer. There are also 2 Chinese elm trees growing on North Clump Avenue side, and they are growing in unimproved parkways within the public right-of-way. These are in fair condition, and they measure approximately 18 to 22 inches in diameter by approximately 30 to 35 feet in height. These 2 trees, they will be severely impacted by the required improvements and require removal. The required improvements on North Clump Avenue include construction of a common access driveway with a minimum width of 28 feet, as seen in condition 11B in the determination letter. They also include the construction of concrete curb, gutter, and a 5-foot concrete sidewalk as condition S3 in the determination letter. These 2 trees, these Chinese elms, they grew to their current mature size within their respective unimproved parkway, which has allowed them to develop dispersed root systems. And taking into consideration the tree's existing root system and the totality of the proposed construction impacts, Streets LA determined that the required street improvements would encroach onto the tree's root system, requiring extensive root pruning that would significantly and adversely affect these trees' health and roots' structural integrity, leaving them potentially unstable. Therefore, the construction of the required sidewalk, curb, gutter, alley improvements, and driveway installation will require tree removal. As it pertains to the alternatives explored by Streets LA, Urban Forestry Division endeavors to retain healthy, mature street trees whenever possible, and will only consider removal of mature street trees after all alternatives have been considered. A UFD arborist met other Streets LA representatives to discuss the required street improvements and address project impacts to the affected street trees. Due to the project scope, size, species, and condition of the trees, the possibility of tree preservation or relocation is not feasible. The recommended course of action is to remove the 3 street trees to allow for the proposed improvements as required in the conditions of the issued letter of determination. As it pertains to the condition, if approved, the applicant shall plant 3 24-inch box-size African fern pine trees in front along West Victory Boulevard and 1 African fern pine on the clump side, totaling in 4. The 2 additional trees needed to meet the board's 2-to-1 tree replacement policy cannot be feasibly planted on site due to spacing restrictions. Therefore, pursuant to the LAMC section 62.171, the applicant shall pay the tree replacement guarantee fee for the 2 trees, totaling in $3,890. And pursuant to LAMC section 62.176, all tree replacement trees planted on site shall be watered for a minimum 5-year period after planting. As it pertains to CEQA, also Streets LA finds that the project and tree removals are categorically exempt, and that no exceptions to the use of categorical exemption as set forth in section 15300.2 of the state CEQA guidelines apply to this project. As it pertains also to the notifications, the 2nd Council District was informed of the tree removal request on July 28, 2022, and they would have notified Streets LA of any objections received by their office. The public comments would have been heard at this board hearing. Also, there was a physical notice that was posted on each of these trees. And then this was done in June 1st, 2022. The proposed tree removals were included in the Bureau of Street Services tree removal notification system, and also the Community Forest Advisory Committee and Department of Neighborhood Empowerment were notified. This concludes my presentation, and I make myself readily available to answer any question that the board may have for me at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez, and for that very good report. Very good job. And by the way, also thank you for your service to us as a Latino also, and for your expertise that you are delivering to the city. So thank you. All right, colleagues, any questions for Mr. Ramirez? Hearing none, I think I felt like you touched every single question that I think I would have had. So good job on that. Hearing no questions or any objections. Seeing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 1 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Corzine. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Commissioner Corzine and a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulations now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was nice and easy, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening.
Have a good Friday and a good weekend. Enjoy. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 2. Dr. Campos, you said I can take 2, 3, 4, and 5 together?
That is correct. If your board would like to consider them all, they all are related to each other, different vendors, but same topic.
Okay, is any objections on that, colleagues? Or I can go one by one. It's fine. Okay. All right, well, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will read the title and recommendation number 1 on each of them, because the rest are all very much, the recommendation 2 and 3 on each of the items are the same, unless I'm mistaken. But I think that's about the same for all of them. Okay, then I'll just do the title and then also the first recommendation on each, and then I'll turn it over to Mr. Bañuelos. All right, item number 2, these are in Bureau requests from Street Services and the Bureau of Contract Administration, Council District 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14. Contract renewal, second 1-year renewal option, Mariposa Landscapes, Inc., landscape maintenance of Medium Islands North Central, recommending the board to 1, exercise the city's second-year option to renew the subject contract with Mariposa Landscape for $707,343.80. I will read 2 and 3, and then the rest I'll just read 1. Instruct the executive number 2, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Mariposa to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of this contract by the board. And 3, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Mariposa that work on this project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of notice to proceed. Item number 3, these are in Council Districts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, and 14. Contract renewal, second 1-year renewal option, Sani Group, DBA, doing business as BMC Landscapes, landscape maintenance of Medium Islands, East Valley, recommending the board to 1, exercise the city's second 1-year option to renew the subject contract with Sani Group, doing business as BMC Landscapes, for $500,532.66. Item number 4, in Council Districts 3, 5, 6, 7, and 12, contract renewal, second 1-year renewal option, International Environmental Corporation, landscape maintenance of Median Islands, West Valley. Recommending the board to 1, exercise the city's second 1-year option to renew the subject contract with International Environmental Corporation for $677,424 with 02 cents. And item number 5, Council Districts 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14, contract renewal, second 1-year renewal option, Green Garden Inc., landscape maintenance of Median Islands, Bay Harbor. Recommending the board to 1, exercise the city's second 1-year option to renew the subject contract with Green Garden Inc. for $705,022.40. And that is the last of these items. Mr. Bañuelos, welcome and good morning.
Yes, good morning, commissioners, everybody. Happy Latino Day. So,
Yes. Glad you were on the line and we give you a shout out.
yes, yes. So yes, I'm here to present an item here. I'm sorry, my name is Hector Bañuelos. I'm a superintendent here with Streets LA Urban Forestry Division. I'm here to present the item here. We have before us 4 landscape maintenance contracts. The Streets LA is recommending the board approve our request to exercise the city's second-year option of the 4 landscape median contracts in various parts of the city, throughout the city and all council districts. The contracts are annual contracts with the city's option to renew for 2 additional 1-year periods for a total of 3 years combined maximum. So the city's landscape medians and contracts are divided in 4 geographical areas, which is therefore the 4 contracts here, and providing biweekly maintenance to approximately just a little bit under 10.5 million square feet of landscape medians. On or about June 26th of 2020, your board approved the contract's first year, the initial contracts, and where then on or about October of last year, 2021, the board approved the first year of the renewal options. So the 4 contractors are Mariposa Landscape International Environmental Corporation, IEC. We have BMC or Sandy Group, and then we have our Green Garden. We have a couple first-time contractors with us on these contracts here, which is great. They're small businesses. The contractors all 4 contractors are performing work at an acceptable level and have met or expected to meet their mandatory subcontracting minimum for all the respective contracts. So if approved, the contractors will continue to provide biweekly maintenance to all of our landscape medians throughout the city. And so Streets LA therefore requests that the board approve our request to exercise and approve the second-year renewal option for these contracts. So that concludes my presentation. I'm here to answer any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, Mr. Bañuelos, for your report. Vice President Villegas.
Good morning, and thank you for your report, Mr. Bañuelos. I don't have a question, and usually I don't like to make comments, but I just wanted to put this one on the record. Having our medians cleaned is important to communities so that we don't have additional trash pickup. And honestly, it just shows that those communities are cared for. I just wanted to put that on the record because in this stage of, in this time that we've been living through, with COVID, I felt like, our trash pickups have been, augmented. It's not just, the homeless issue that we're dealing with, but it's also just a lot of just trash everywhere throughout the city of Los Angeles. And so I'm a strong believer that the more that we can use and invest our tax dollars for our, for these types of services, that's money well spent for our communities. So just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. I agreed with your comment very much, and I look forward to improving all of these medians for just to keep our beautiful city up and coming. So keep on doing it, Hector. We appreciate this. I don't see any other questions, objections. All right. Is there a motion on the table to move items 2, 3, 4, and 5 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Commissioner Corson to move items 2, 3, 4, and 5 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous for items 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you.
Thank you. Hector, nice and easy too. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to add also on these landscape medians, and I probably should make mention also relative to Commissioner Villegas' response or comments. The landscape medians are one of those infrastructure that we have are so taken for granted. And the moment that the maintenance is neglected, like we had several years ago when we had the fiscal debacle there, it created just a plethora of complaints you wouldn't believe, right? It's so very important that we do keep those medians maintained to the fullest extent possible.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, thank you. And also for public safety, you know, sometimes when the weeds get too high or trees are not trimmed, it can cause some, you know, blockage to driving and turning. So thank you, Hector, for making sure that the city is always on top of that.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Moving on to item number 6. This is no presenter on this one. It's our motion finding to continue teleconference meetings pursuant to Assembly Bill AB 361, recommending the board to 1, adopt the finding and determination in accordance with AB 361, Section 3E3, that while the state of emergency due to COVID-19 pandemic, as originally proclaimed by the governor on March 4th, 2020, remains active, and or state or local officials have imposed or recommended measures to promote social distancing, this legislative body has reconsidered the circumstances of the state of emergency, and that the state of emergency continues to directly impact the ability of the members to meet safely in person, and or state or local officials continue to impose or recommend measures to promote social distancing. Is there a second to my motion to adopt item number 6?
I'll second that.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Vice President Villegas to move forward forthwith and adopt item number 6.
Yes, we'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
Thank you. This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Moving on to our oral report section, we have a first oral report, item number 7, status update on major upcoming street improvement projects by the Bureau of Street Services. And who do we have here today?
We have Angela Gopal. Angela, if you can just turn on your video cam for us, we'll go ahead and spotlight you for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Gopal. Good morning. I don't know if you started, but you're on mute, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, then. I want to say good morning to the Board of Public Works.
Good morning.
All right. Anyway, this subject is about the a major street project update. This information is being provided to keep the public informed on the upcoming resurfacing projects and to minimize the impact on the community, as well as delays to the commuters. Streets LA would like to provide you with an update on all major upcoming and street improvement projects. First of all, there are no major street projects scheduled in the Metro resurfacing region during the week of October 2nd, 22 to October the 8th, 22. The following major street projects are scheduled in the Valley during the week of October the 2nd through October the 8th, 2022. On Wednesday, 9/28/22 through Friday, October the 7th, 22, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we will begin cold milling and paving White Oak Avenue, Strathern Street to Satacoy Street, and CD number 4, the Reseda Neighborhood Council, and CD 12, the Northridge South Neighborhood Council Pavement Preservation Program Fund. On Saturday, October the 1st, 2022 through Sunday, October the 2nd, 2022, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we will begin cold milling and paving Victory Boulevard from Haskell to Woodley Avenue in CD number 6, Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council. On Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022 through Friday, October the 14th, 2022, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we will begin cold milling and paving Magnolia Boulevard from Hazeltine Avenue to Van Nuys Boulevard. and CD number 4, the Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council. Additionally, we will provide an update on our 22-23 pavement preservation program. During the week of October the 2nd, 2022 through October the 8th, the Metro region will complete 8 projects for a total of 18.13 lane miles. And during the week of October the 2nd, 2022 through October the 8th, 2022, the Valley region will complete 10 projects for a total of 8.26 lane miles. The press releases are broadcasted and notifications have been issued. Streets LA has coordinated with the council district offices to assist with the outreach to the stakeholders, and we have coordinated with the Los Angeles Department of Transportation for traffic control assistance. This information is also available on the Streets LA website. And if you have any additional information or concerns, you may contact Mr. Sherrod Nichols. And this concludes my report. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Gopal, for your report. Any questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate your report, and we look forward to seeing you next Friday again.
Thank you very much.
Have a good weekend, sir.
Same to you.
Great. Moving on to item number 8 on today's agenda, which is the contracts expiring within 90 days. All bureaus represented. Dr. Campos, do we have all bureaus for today's contracts?
Good morning, Commissioners. From the Bureau of Engineering, we have Greg Vandergriff. From the Bureau of Street Lighting, we have Ruben Flamenco. And from the Bureau of Street Services, we have Christine Lee. From the Bureau of Contract Administration and Sanitation, there's nothing to report and no presenters.
Okay, we'll go as follows: Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Street Lighting, and last Bureau of Street Services. Welcome, sir. Mr. Flamenco, you too. I forgot to put you on my list this morning, but well recognized on your expertise and the dedication you bring to Bureau of Street Lighting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. All right, we'll start with the Bureau of Engineering. Greg?
Good morning, President. I had to check to make sure if it's morning or afternoon already. The Bureau of Engineering has one contract that will be expiring in the next 90 days. It actually expires today. This is contract number C137288 with Metabolic Studio. This was for a study on the LA River, and that work has been completed. So that contract will be archived today. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Greg, and happy Friday to you.
Thank
you. We'll go with Mr. Flamenco.
Good afternoon, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. The original 6-month personal service contract with NBS for a database software to complete over 550,000 new assessment calculations and make recommended changes to Proposition 218 related documents to better position the Bureau to conduct a citywide mail-in ballot measure was executed on May 27, 2021 and commenced on June 14, 2021. The board adopted our supplemental agreement number 1 with NBS on May 18, 2022, and the agreement was executed on June 22, 2022. Supplemental agreement number 1 added 9 months to the contract end date of December 10, 2021, thereby extending the end date to September 7, 2022. This increase in contract duration was based on the anticipated time needed to perform new services, including polling and public outreach services, to better help us complete the citywide street lighting maintenance assessment ballot process. Last week, we were fortunate last week to have President Garcia and Commissioner Corson join us for a PowerPoint presentation as we were briefed on some of our polling results. We have extended the agreement with NBS. The terms and language in the agreement allow us to extend the agreement with NBS by providing NBS written notice on a month-by-month basis for a maximum of 6 months, during which period the city and NBS shall continue performance under the terms of this agreement. The current end date of this contract is December 7th, but we do plan next week with the 60-day advance notice to extend the contract by an additional month to January 7th, 2023. There is no impact to the general fund. Funding for this contract is being paid from the Bureau's Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment Fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flamenco, for your very thorough report. Any questions? Vice President Villegas.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Flamenco, do you think it's possible, can I get briefed on that as well?
Sure. Now, or if you want it like in an email or
No,
after the
no,
meeting?
if we can set aside some time just for a meeting.
Sure,
just
I will make that
on the
arrangement.
results, yeah, of the study and just how, you know, what you've been hearing, any kind of polling information, that kind of stuff. I'd like to listen to it.
Perfect. I'll try to make set up a meeting with for us to speak next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas, for that. Thank you, Mr. Flamenco. Any other questions to the Bureau of Street Lighting? Hearing none. Thank you, Mr. Flamenco. Happy Friday to you too, and happy weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I should say that.
Likewise.
Thank you. And Ms. Christine Lee, welcome.
Yes, thank you, President Garcia. And good afternoon, everyone. So currently, the Streets LA currently has 11 contracts that will be expiring this year between October and December. We reported this last time, but 4 of the contracts for the maintenance of landscape median islands will be expiring in October. We are currently seeking to exercise the second one-year renewal option for all 4 contracts, and these were the contracts that were presented in items 2 to 5 earlier today by Hector Banuelos. And as they were approved by everyone here, we will proceed with exercising the renewal. The next contract due to expire in October is the transportation of heavy equipment with Ecology Auto Parts. We exercised the first one-year renewal option and issued a notice to proceed. The new expiration date is October 5th, 2023. And we have 5 contracts for disposal that are due to expire at the end of December. We are currently working and reaching out with the vendors and negotiating to pursue contract extensions for 1 to 2 years. These will be scheduled for board within the next few months. The last item is a street furniture contract with Outfront Deku. It is expiring in December and it will not be renewed as we have a new vendor, Transito Vector. The Transito Vector contract has received council approval and is now currently pending mayoral approval. And once the contract with Transito Vector becomes effective on January 1st, 2023, this contract with Outfront Deku will be closed out. So that concludes my report. Thank you, commissioners, for your time. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Lee, for that. Any questions to Ms. Lee?
Commissioner
Commissioner
Garcia.
Reyes? Give me a second, Ted.
Okay.
Commissioner Reyes?
Just one question, Christine. How is that transition to the new vendor for street furniture going, like overall? Just give us a snippet of how that's going.
So I've been included in some of the email lately, but it's been going well. The communication is, I don't remember off the top of my head the last time we did exchange communications, but I do believe that according to the Transito Vector, sorry, just one moment while I look up the notes for what we have.
I just want a general idea, not all the details.
Of course, yeah. So
maybe you can do it offline, Ms. Lee.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
I could forward.
You could do that too.
Yes, I can definitely do that as well. Would you like a forwarding of some of the last, or just a summary of the notes of some of the last correspondences?
Whatever will give me like an idea of the transition, that will be best.
Definitely will do.
Offline. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lee and Commissioner Reyes. Mr. Jordan?
Just a very minor clarification. I believe the contract with Transito Vector has been fully executed. It's received all necessary approvals.
It has.
And I believe it's now been signed by everybody. So there's no longer any mayoral approval that the Bureau has made. That occurred already.
I see.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you. Yes, that was now officially signed. Good to go. Okay, any other questions for the Bureau of Street Services? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Lee, for your time and for
Thank
this
you.
morning. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, I think that is the end of our items. Dr. Campos, have we cleared today's desk?
Yes, you have.
Great, thank you. With that, it is September 30th, 12:01. This meeting's officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Commissioners, 5 minutes, and then we'll come back for a quick management meeting. Thank you all for being here. Have a good weekend, everyone.